Wayne from One-on-One Animation, and this is going to be a tutorial on the third part of another approach to animate. And what this one is, it's using your key poses but animating straight ahead. Now, I don't use this that often, but I rarely use it. I've tried it and it does work. And for some people, animating straight ahead, they lose their volumes, and then animating pose to pose, it gets stiff. Their animation starts to stiffen up. So this is a third approach to where you use your poses as guides. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to use the same character, Joe Bob, from the other two videos that I made on the straight ahead video and then the pose to pose. And this is combining them, and this works for people. So I'm just going to give you a little demonstration here of how you go about it. So what we got here is we got Joe Bob, and he's the same character. And here's what we start off with. We got these two poses from there to there. And this is our starting pose, and because we're starting fresh right here. So it's the same starting pose as the other two demonstrations, and he ends up here. But we want to be able to do this to where we can animate straight ahead and try to keep that freedom into it, the loose quality, spontaneity into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this, and I'm just going to start showing you how you go about it. Put in a drawing there. And now we can see the starting pose is in green, the end pose is in orange. And like I said before, you want to do thumbnails, and I got a video on that if you want to check out thumbnails and how you create them and how you use them. So anyway, let's just get started here. So I'm going to come on in here. I'm going to tone those down a little bit. Now look, all I'm going to do here is use these poses as guides. I'll start off with this one, but I'm just going to use them as guides to animate straight ahead into. So what he's doing, he comes in and then he takes off his hat, and this can be the last pose. So, okay, we'll start off here, and I'm going to just start animating. I'll have them start to come back for an anticipation. And I'm just going to draw in the big shapes, just so you can see, you want to stay loose. And flipping the drawings, want to make sure. I'm going to try to control the volumes as much as I can with this approach. So he's going to come up a little bit. And he'll start to close his eyes. For this anticipation, it's just what I'm deciding to do. He goes up and back. That's going to bring his ear down. Bring his chin up. Everything's coming up. I'm following this arc. Like I always say, you want to flip your drawings. Make sure to keep flipping your drawings. Start bringing this arm up, and look, I put down a quick underdrawing to feel that shape of the arm moving. And right now, really what I'm doing is I'm just going off of this drawing, my first drawing. But I do know I'm going to be working somewhere in there. And I just keep animating straight ahead. Okay. I'm just feeling him coming forward. Notice how I just keep flipping the drawings. I got to do that. Make my pencil a little bit. And now I'm checking for the volumes a little bit. I'm going to come back here, made that chin a little bit too big. So that's the advantage of it. So I made that chin a little smaller right there. If you want, you can come in and raise it. And I'm going to put a little bit of drag. I'm feeling the drag on the hat, just this portion of it. See how it's dragging back there. start to bring this hand up. Because of my thumbnails, I know this is where he's going to start to reach for the hat. Now the advantage of this, like I said, you can keep the spontaneity in it. Disadvantage is the placement of the drawings is a little bit, you're going in the dark a little bit here because you're not using that breakdown method. But if you focus on it, it will work. And now I know that he speeds up a little bit in here as he's coming this direction. So I'll just keep drawing those big shapes. Draw my arcs in. Checking for volumes on that. Start to put a little squash in that face right there. Two, three. Volumes are looking okay. Okay, I'm gonna have this hand. come up. I'm dragging this hand. Shoulders are coming up. Line of actions change. He's coming down. So I'm going to change the arc of this hand. I feel like I'm going to bring it out here more, which is going to bring the entire arm out. I think what I want to do is I want to start showing the foreshortening of it. So we're going to see the underside of the palm of the hand. And again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to keep flipping your drawings. Okay, the volumes are looking okay there. I don't like what I was doing with that hand. I'm going to make it a little more foreshortening like this. And the only way I know is by flipping the drawings again. I know I'm being repetitive there, but it's a visual medium and you got to explain it in a visual way, if that makes sense. All right. Okay, I feel like I got a little bit. Keep dragging that back a little bit more. All right. Now I'm going to have them come in there. keep this arc, stay in arc. It's very important. All your arcs, stay in them, and also when you go use one arc, don't repeat that arc, and you'll see what I mean when he comes back down with the hat. I talked about it in the previous one. Okay, so now we're getting more of a down shot of this entire face. Everything becomes foreshortened. I know the cap what I'm drawing is the rim of the hat wrapping around his skull there, so I have a place to anchor the top of the hat. Here, I don't want to, I'm going to keep this where we can still see his expression. It's important that you, in your drawings, it's important that you keep everything clear, even if it's a drawing that has a lot of foreshortening in it. So I'm just going to put that right there. And we're looking down on top. Oops. And I'm just trying to find, I'm searching for the drawing to make it work. I'm going to bring this all down more. Now we'll work on the hand. I'm going to get everything's slowing down here as far as a little bit. I'm going to change the shape a little bit with everything. And I'm talking about with his body, his torso right there. This comes out. But there's not a lot of movement at this point. He's just coming down a little bit more. just keep it alive. I'm gonna keep this hand moving slightly. Now this one, I want to make it clear that he's reaching for the visor of his hat cap. And how you know that and figure that out before you start doing this is by doing your thumbnails. No good right there. Look, I was making that finger, putting it in the way. I think I'll delay. I'm gonna put the shape still there where the hand, I think I'll bring it down some. Show that hand turning in space. There we go. And notice I just put down little gestural lines. They're almost well, they are gesture lines. They're suggestions for me to see when I'm flipping through it. I'm just thinking fingers onto that hand and trying to see the form of the hand turn in space. So I'll put down these little lines quickly just so I can, before I get in there, start noodling the whole drawing of the hand. It will give me an idea where the placement of everything is. Okay, now we got it. Make this arm look correct. Think of rhythm and flows. Cuff is coming up. I'm going to show the wrist more now because we're dragging that cuff slightly from right there, turning in perspective. And how much drag you want to put on that's up to you. If it's real cartoony, you'll put on more. If it's somewhere in between right here. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm looking to see how my volumes are as I'm animating straight ahead. And got some bad drawing in there. And I'll go back in and I'll solidify the drawings more and more. I will always refine the drawings more and more and realize the drawings as I go forward. But right now, we just want to keep going straight ahead. Now, what's going on here, I'm looking at volume of that hand. See, it works from here to there, but the volume got pretty big there. So I'm just going to come down and fix it real quick. And sometimes, see, in some of the elements, there's going to be a big gap of the spacing of different elements in your drawing of your characters, and other ones are going to be tighter, like this, what I'm doing here. Not everything moves at the same spacing and the same timing. Finish it off. And it's a rough pass. I sometimes work tighter than this, sometimes looser. Now I'm going to do really just about a trace back right here of the green drawing, of this drawing right there. And my main goal is going to be where the hand's going to slow in here, and I'm going to make it very clear that he's about to. This anticipation of this hand about to grab the visor right there. And just to simplify it, I'm just going to do a trace back here. Maybe I'll have the smile will get a little bit bigger in this area. Just a little subtlety like that. Keep that visor right there. And you'll note how when I come in, let me finish the hand off. Note this negative space right in here, right in there. Very important. It makes a clear silhouette of what's going on. There's no tangents. It's just very clear there. And it becomes even more clear when it's taken to color. But you want to be aware of that, where everything reads. You want to make it obvious. Yeah, got the shape of that. I'll just put in, go back. I'm feeling it again. Gonna come back. And if you like, you can just animate with pure shapes. What I'll do here to give it a little texture, not the best hand. I'm just bringing out that index finger right there, just a little bit. Whoa, lost my volume there. you want to unify your drawing and get it realized, draw through your shapes and make like I did there, it's flowing in there. From back here, it's flowing over here, and so on. And now the hat. If you remember, we got this part right there. It's dragging a little bit. Still dragging. Right there a little bit. And it's going to just cushion in. Just this front part of the hat. It's going to come right there. And it could be, it's very subtle, but you'll see it. And the rest I'm just going to trace back. And here's what I noticed. I want to put more drag into this sleeve. So it's coming up. I have it come back there. Just a little bit. I just want to put a little bit there. Real clear. Scrolling through it, just like in the old days, it was just like rolling your drawings, flipping your drawings. You used to roll them like this with paper, and you still do it if you do it on paper. And what I'm doing there is I'm rolling my drawings. I'm flipping them, I'm scrolling through to just feel the overall movement of it. And it feels fine. There's no in-betweens here. I find little mistakes I made, just like right here. I brought that down too quickly. And yes, it does get this. You got to be that precise if you want to get it a little better quality. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's continue on here. I'll just keep animating straight ahead. I'm going to make these a little darker. Oh, well. And then, boom, he grabs it. all this just going to be a trace back. Right, big shape down there. Keep this finger. Coming up. And to save time, I'm going to just draw the basic big shapes real quick here. But everything here would be, you would trace it back. Or you could, if you're working in a studio, you could leave that to an assistant to do it. As long as you indicate that it's all just a trace back. Trace back is just what it means. It's tracing back the drawings. Okay. But part that is moving. Even though I keep drawing in it. Okay, but there you get the idea. I don't want this to become drudgery to watch going on so long. Okay. So let me check little aspects of it where I off. Okay, let's go back. Let's flip our drawings. Boom. Comes in, grabs it, and now we're gonna have him where he starts to pull the hat off. Now, if there's so many different ways I could do it, I could have him pull the hat off this way, have him flip it over, or I could have him pull it up and down this way. It's endless as far as that's where it's up to you as the animator, as the artist, to create what it is you want to describe. And like I said in the earlier video, that's the breakdowns. that do it. But we're not doing breakdowns. What we're doing is we're animating straight ahead. So we're going to do this consecutively, numerically in order as it unfolds. So I'm going to have him, let's see, I think. Well, there were some little thumbnails I had, but I'm going to have him, he comes, oh, also remember, I talked about you don't want to repeat your arcs. Here's the arc for this hand coming up, right there, roughly. You just put in, you don't need to make it a perfect clean line. And as long as you follow those arcs and come up there, he grabs it, and now I'm going to have him pull it. I think I'll have him bring it, just for a change from the other scenes, I'm going to have him come up here and then start to go back. But I'm not going to follow that arc that brought his head down, this arc. I'm not going to follow that arc. I'm going to have him just come just slightly. He's going to start coming out that direction. But a little bit of arc. Big shape body. And there's that. Does it feel okay? No, I'm going to have him drag it. Okay. Fingers and now I'm not going to go wild with the hat. I'm going to not, stretch it crazy. On this one, last one, I did sort of push it more. This one, I'm just going to keep it a little more subtle. He's bringing it up. Drag the sleeve. And let's see, with this hand, his left hand, comes up like that. See, I'm just feeling everything out here. So I'm going to knock this back. I could select it and stretch it out. I want you to see the correct way. Oh, I just realized something. Did it again. He's going to be holding the hat down here. Okay, now I'm going to just be working up into here. Again, I'm working up into there. Doesn't mean I'm making, if it works out that I end up using this drawing, that's fine. But if it doesn't, that's also fine. Start to open his eyes. Follow this arc around. Again, I'm using it as a guide, and it might work into it. That'll be fine. making this video too long. I'll try to speed it up here. There's the shape for the hand. Drag of the sleeve. Hat. Let's just have them settle in there. The ideas about the animation. Okay, we're getting there. I'm just gonna push it in to this. Okay, so that's basically it. It's I've done all the animation. I haven't done the post test. I will do a post test real quick. I'll speed it up through this, and we'll take a look at it. But you'll see if I just play it at speed right now, it's going to fly by. But you can see that, this approach also works. So let me do a quick post test of it. Look here. Okay, so there it is with without the in-betweens in there. And that's really how you approach it. So this is the way that if you're starting out, that's what I recommend. If you're starting out and you just feel like you're the straight ahead, you have a hard time with those volumes, keeping those volumes. But then, like I said at the beginning of this, the pose to pose, it just feels stiff. And try this approach. Remember, I started off with, let me go in here. Started off with this one, and I ended up using this one right here. I'll turn the onion skin off. I ended up using it, but sometimes you don't end up using them. You're animating straight ahead. I think I'm so used to doing, the pose to pose. But when I had done this, when I was first learning, I would, a lot of times I wouldn't end up using the last pose. Anyway, I hope this helps out. I hope it makes sense, and give it a try. No harm, no foul. So, thank you for watching, and like I've been told, I got to be disciplined about this. Please, if you like this and you think it was helpful, please hit the like, subscribe, and let your friends know if you have friends who love animation. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.